Can you believe that Conclave is not, I think it's not available until midnight. This feels like a marketing strategy. Did Conclave kill the Pope? Is this like one big conspiracy? Is it like JD Vance alongside the director and the producers of Conclave? They all conspired. They all conspired to murder the Pope. You know what? I think I got to get to the bottom of it. A little too suspicious, you know? Sin overdose. Wait, did you guys see? Hold on. Here's JD Vance's tweet. I just learned of the passing of Pope Francis. My heart goes out to the millions of Christians all over the world who loved him. I was happy to see him yesterday, though he was obviously very ill. Why does this seem like he's trying to say that he didn't do it? But I'll always remember him for the below homily he gave in the very early days of COVID. It was really quite beautiful. May God rest his soul. I think he did it. What did you do? You know what, JD Vance? Go on Fortnite Friday. Talk about it. Defend thyself. Though he was obviously very ill, which is funny because I remember reading something else where JD Vance before Pope Francis died was like, he said something about how he was like happy to see the Pope in better health. Where did I see this? Yes. Wait, here we go. Vance met with Francis in the Vatican on Sunday. He was given Easter eggs for his children. By the way, he didn't really meet him though. There was supposed to be a meeting that JD Vance had, that JD Vance thought he was flying in to have with the Pope, but the Pope rebuffed him. The Pope was like, I'm not going to give you the meeting that you want. So he sent one of the lesser, I don't fucking know how it works, but the cardinal or I don't know, his assistant or something to deliver to JD Vance what the Pope wanted to say to him. Anyway, here's the sentence that I saw. While that brief meeting appears to have been largely conciliatory in tone, with Vance telling Francis, "It's good to see you in better health." Now hold on just a minute. So Vance told Francis, "It's good to see you in better health." And then he died. And then Vance made sure to put in his tweet, "I was happy to see him, though he was obviously very ill." A second. Oh, is this Jay Schlatt? Because Sam and I talked about this on the phone. Hold on. Didn't Jay Schlatt also do this with the Queen? A second suspect has hit the towers.
Yeah. Also, Jay Schlatt said, "All I'm saying is April will be an interesting month for Pope Francis, and now Pope Francis is dead." What did Jay Schlatt know?
That's always the question. What did Jay Schlatt know? Who is Jay Schlatt? Liz trusted it to the Queen. We have many suspects. We have many suspects that we have to sort through. But my money is still on Jonathan Vance. As far as popes go, Francis was about as good as you get. You know, wasn't perfect. There were definitely had some moments that were not great, but overall, I would say, especially for the papacy, and you know that he was often way more progressive than a lot of the the rest of the papacy, because conservatives hated him, because they were constantly coming after the woke pope. He loved the gays and also loved gay slurs. Yeah. Famously, I think this was like last year, wasn't it? Yeah, wait, no, this was June of last year. Pope Francis was quoted as saying, there's too much. I'm just going to show you the line, okay? There's too much among men training to be priests in seminaries, using the Italian word. Like, am I allowed to say the Italian word? I don't know. He subsequently apologized before using the offensive word again just weeks later. I love that he's like, mi dispiace. I'm so sorry. I will definitely say it again. Okay, so anyway, Pope F. You know what else starts with F? Pope Francis, he was supportive of the gays. Maybe they gave him the pass. I don't know. I mean, he was like the first openly pro LGBTQ pope. So maybe he was given maybe he was given the pass. I don't know. Micah, thank you for the gifted. His wording is wrong, but what he's saying isn't wrong. There's a lot of closeted gay men. Yeah. Famously, a lot of closeted gay men in the Catholic Church. So, honestly, that's not the thing that like had me going about Pope Francis. The thing that had me going was when was this? This is in 2017. We're just going to get the bad out of the way so then we can talk about the good. But in 2017, he sided with Juan Barros Madrid, a bishop that he wanted to promote who was accused of knowing about systematic cover-ups of decades of clerical sex abuse in the Chilean church. Pope F even went so far as to call the accusations against the bishop calumnious. Weeks later, though, he had to backtrack on that because people were pissed. So yeah, he was basically saying these accusations are defamatory. They are false. And yikes. Yeah. Wish he had not done that. And then he eventually accepted the resignation of several Chilean bishops who were linked to the abuse scandal. Yeah, so it was his friend. He wanted to support him. And then in the summer of 2018, a Pennsylvania grand jury report claimed that more than 1,000 children were abused by more than 300 priests amidst decades of cover-ups in the state. Isn't that what the movie Spotlight? That's that. Anyway, Pope Francis waited days before responding. Okay, so anyway, that not so good. But there's a lot of good. There's a lot of good about the Pope that we will get into. And we're going to talk about the movie Conclave, aka Cuntclave. Also what Sinead O'Connor was crucified for trying to expose. When Sinead O'Connor had the picture of what was it, Pope Benedict, one of the Pope Benedicts, whoever was Pope at the time when she did it in the 90s, ripped it up on, John Paul II, Sorry, I don't have my Pope names straight. John Paul II, JP2, who she ripped up the picture on stage at SNL. Incredibly based, and took people a long time to catch up to where Sinead O'Connor was at. And of course, those who are right early are often punished. They are made to face severe consequences for telling the truth. She was way ahead of her time. Rest in peace.